everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Cricket Link Up. What a day! I'm actually in. I feel like I'm in South Africa actually because they have been unstoppable at this venue. 5 games, 5 wins. You can actually see some South Africans. Let me see if I can just tilt the camera a bit so you guys can see them. Temple Bavuma there. Yes, Sean Pollock finished a hard day's work. They're smiling. All of them smiling, ear to ear, because what a fantastic day it's been for this South African team, who are the only unbeaten team in the tournament. Anyways, let's get straight into it. Got a power-packed panel for you guys today because Chris Morris is here. Missed you, Murray. We've got Nono here for the first time, and Charlie is back, our resident unbiased perspective. How are you guys?
Oh, good, Nikhil. Thanks, but wonderful to see you there in the second part of South Africa. Just if you look in the background there might be some clouds, some West Indian tears falling
Murray,
there.
Murray. It's too early, Morris. It's too early. We'll get to that. Nono, how are you, brother?
Yeah, all good. To be watching South Africa to be playing the way they're playing, it's unbelievable. I don't think any of us thought South Africa at this stage of the World Cup would be unbeaten still. So it's been an incredible start to the tournament.
Charlie, should we remind them that the last time South Africa were unbeaten in a World Cup, what happened in the final? Should we remind them, or
do we have to bring that up already? I mean, I was already making plans of what we're going to do for a South Africa-England final. So
I ain't sure what that one. Murray, since you're our most senior pro on this panel, tell me what you loved about South Africa today.
So look, the first thing I didn't like was the fielding. I mean, look, we've got set ourselves such high standards of fielding. We, as South Africans over the years, we take everything that goes in the air. But I think they're a little bit sloppy today in the field, which sometimes can happen. You're allowed to have off days in the field. But, what I did enjoy is the mentality when they came out to bat. Obviously, the bowlers stuck in after a tough 2 overs. I thought the bowlers were spectacular. KG back to full flight again, hitting that back of the length hard, getting the ball to swing. Lungi again, spectacular. Keshav sticking in. Corbin Bosch, Yorkers. I mean, listen, we need a whole episode just on the Yorkers that Corbin Bosch was bowling. But the way Aiden Markham has gone about his business, he had a good start to the tournament against Canada, a couple of quiet games, and then obviously that knock against New Zealand. But today, my goodness, stamp of authority. And that's a man in form. If you listen to the commentators, I think the word wow was said quite a few times, some of the shots that he's played. So, in T20 cricket, you obviously have a platform that you need to get onto where you let your big hitters towards the end do their thing. But when you've got someone in the form of Markham, I mean, we'll talk about Quinton on his own as well too, but the way he's led, first of all, the calmness that he's shown in the field, the picking a fight against Afghanistan, which I really enjoyed, but the calmness that he showed. And when you've got a leader like that in big tournaments like a World Cup, and they start standing up with performance, I tell you what, it does wonders for a team. So absolutely enjoyed that performance today. The bowlers bowled really nicely, and we know how difficult it is to bowl in Ahmedabad. It's hot, day game, tough place to go, small field, thin air, ball travels, but the guys stuck in there, big moments, they won it, and obviously topped it off with a very good batting performance. So all in all, a great day out.
I did feel like South Africa just let their foot off the pedal a little bit after that first collapse from the West Indies. Like, I'm not taking anything away from what Holder and Romario Shepherd did, but it just felt like the intensity dropped a little bit from South Africa after that initial burst of wickets that they had.
Yeah, and that's why I mentioned the fielding. I mean, look at the blaring one, apart from the drop catches, the blaring one is the one that probably you want to say Kesh missed off Jason Holder, maybe hanging a little bit on his heels. Slower ball from Lungi. That's a regulation catch if you're walking in properly. A dive forward's not the worst because it wasn't coming quickly. So just a little bit of sharpness in the field was missing today. But in saying that, a lot of good came out of this game, and taking the foot off the pedal, I do agree, because it looked like we were coasting a little bit, and got a little bit of a wake up call, because this T20 cricket game is it's an absolute rude thing. So it was nice to get that wake up call, but boys handled it really well.
And did y'all see when the catch, when he didn't go for it? I've never really seen Lungi get upset, but he properly had a go at catch. Y'all realize one thing? No, you realize one thing. Every name Chris Morris has mentioned, go from Corbin Bosch to Markram, now he's saying Keshav Maharaj, there's some connection to the light blue. This guy always, he knows where his loyalty is like.
Don't forget Lungi, yeah?
True.
And Brevis didn't have to do anything today.
We need Dolphins and then to send some more players, man. But it was great to see.
Listen, from a South African point of view, to be in, I think if you think about today's game, it's probably a game that South Africa would have been nervous about. I mean, because West Indies, coming from their previous performance, it would have scared South Africa in terms of how they were batting. And for me, I think the biggest thing is how they conducted themselves. And I mean, those early parts, those first 2 overs, they probably would have been scared a little bit, but how they've managed to get themselves back in the game was exciting for me, because they do possess one of the most dangerous batting lineups. And taking those wickets, having West Indies 7 down, probably they couldn't believe it themselves. I think that's the thing. To have West Indies 7 down with such a power-packed batting lineup, and somehow got themselves back, or ahead of the game. And all of a sudden, that partnership, a world record partnership, you got to give it to West Indies. That was incredible, because, some coaches, you always grappling with the fact that you can have long batting lineups, but sometimes these long batting lineups, you might have to sacrifice a bit of bowling attack. But somehow today, that extended bowling lineup, batting lineup rather, helped them. But in terms of the bowling, you probably say that's where those all-rounders probably lets them down, because they're not out-and-out quality bowlers who can kind of put South Africa under threat. And that's maybe the conversation that the West Indies might need to have going forward. Do you need another maybe out-and-out bowler that can maybe provide a little bit of firepower?
I thought not playing Nikhil Hussain today was a massive mistake. Although there wasn't a lot of spin, I just think his spin in the power play, like he's the best in the world at kind of opening the bowling with spin, and it maybe just would have given something different. We know how good Markram is. We know how good de Kock is. If they're facing something that they're not necessarily used to, if that spin in the power play, there's no one better than Hussain at it. So I just think that would have made a big difference.
Yeah, that's a fair call. I guess the left-handedness of de Kock and Miller may have sent them the other direction. I wanted to, guys, Lungi and Gidi, right? And this dipping slow ball that he's been bowling, Murray, you're the king of slow balls. We didn't see this in the SA20, and I asked him about it just now, and he was like, come on, bro, can't let out all the secrets. They'll know what's coming. I don't know how I feel about that, but honestly, it's been working like a charm. I mean, he's up there with the most wickets. I think he's second on the list.
Yeah, look, it's something that he had since a youngster, to be fair. Like I've known him since he was 18, and he's always had that slow ball. He's got the perfect action. We always talk about the wrist that comes behind the ball. And when you've got a strong wrist with a whippy action, and as soon as you start letting that wrist go, that's in the slow ball. You think about it, Dwayne Bravo, same thing. You get the ball to dip like a same. They've got like a whiplash action. So that's something he's always had. I think what's impressed me the most about Lungi, apart from his slow balls and, the timing of his slow balls, is probably the way he's starting to swing the ball away. It's never been something that we really have known Lungi for, to swing the ball away from a right hand. He's always been someone that's got an angle coming in, but all of a sudden now with that new ball, it's getting it to straighten. And with that control and the straightening of delivery, swinging it away, and the slower ball, all of a sudden he's got a lot in his arsenal that he can really, really rely on. And all he's done is kept it very simple, and obviously I think he's tied with the record now with Shamo. So, it's with a couple of games to come. So he very much likely can break that record, but just unbelievable control. It's someone that you probably in the past would have gone, he's not really, your death bowler or the guy that comes, you'll probably come in and bowl two up at the top, maybe in the middle, and then you let KG and Marco ever do the business at the end. But he's come out and he's just owned that space. And I think that's obviously comes with maturity. But, the control that he's shown for me is the biggest thing that stands out, because he's bowling in tough situations. He's bowling at the toughest times of an innings. And at the moment, he's absolutely nailing it. So very tough for the dude, man.
Nikhil, I take a little bit of offense with Maury there with the slow balls. I do feel I had some gun slow balls myself, but
you got to get above 130. Look, no, you got to get above 130.
I love it, man. I love it.
One of the cool things about Lungi, I think there's another thing where that everyone knows that you've got the slow ball. And, you always try to think, should I keep it away? Should I bring it in? When do I bring it in? That's, I think, the way he's actually been conducting himself, and that early introduction of the other one as well, probably it's been good. So now all of a sudden the other batters as well have got something else to think about, not just the off-cutter that he possesses. So it's been really good. And I like the fact that Markram is playing around as well with the lineup of the bowling attack. It's quite cool, so that you just slightly keep yourself ahead of the game, because you can get lined up. And, him now coming in at second change, it was nice to see South Africa being varied in the approach as well.
And guys, you just saw I took out my phone just now because Charlie's been hammering down my phone to talk about England. So Charlie, you'll get your wish now. You did say, I'll give you full credit. You did say after at the last episode that England starts slowly. Watch out. You must be very happy.
So I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon with how England played. I mean, there's still some issues, and we'll come to that. But the bowling's got good. Harry Brook played one of the best knocks that we've seen in the T20 World Cup. I mean, how good of a player is Harry Brook? I mean, I know that there's lots of kind of talent coming out of South Africa, but he is a real special talent. I mean, he is up there with the likes of what Brevis, what Stubbs is, what Gill, Jaiswal, you name it. Those young players that are coming through, he's up there. I mean, I think he's 10 Test centuries now. He's added obviously a T21 and he's still got 3 ODI centuries. He's such a talent. And having the captaincy, he had to step up. We had to win that game. Really back us against New Zealand because they look like a decent side as well. But just felt like that Pakistan win was a really good one for us.
He's rogue, isn't he, Harry Brook? He's a rogue player because he'll come down the wicket, ball number 1, and start playing shots. So it doesn't matter what format it is. That's the scary part. But it's probably, as you alluded to there, it's probably one of the best T20 knocks I've ever seen in my life because he looked like he was batting on a completely different pitch. You know, I was watching it, and naturally I had my Pakistan hat on, obviously supporting Pakistan in that game. But, you know, you saw the pressure that they were on straight away up at the top there, losing Salt, losing Butler, losing Bethel. You know, you look at that and you go, that's some of the big players that are gone. And for him to come out and play the way he did and to get 100 chasing what 160 odd I think they chased, to get 100 on his own and England walk the game and all of a sudden qualify, and it's a worrying thing, I can tell you that much, because first of all, England have gotten to a final in India before. Yes, they were playing in Sri Lanka now, but they've gotten to a final there before. And obviously the rest is history with Carlos Brathwaite. But they're a team that loves to play in India. Their big dogs up at the top haven't fired, which worries me because Salt and Butler, we know how destructive they can be. So I believe there's someone on this panel that called England to win the World Cup. I'm not a fan of it, but he might have called them to win the World Cup. Nikhil, could you please enlighten us on what your thought patterns were?
Mars, I made 2 predictions during the SA20, which I'm sticking to. I said England would win the World Cup. I don't know how I feel about that one. But the second one I made was, they asked me for a bold prediction, and I said, a subcontinent team will not win the World Cup. And I still believe that no subcontinent team is moving past this stage. You guys, you can weigh in, but that's my prediction.
From your lips to God's ears, Nikhil. Would it be wonderful to see?
West Indies, South Africa final. We're coming back. We're coming back here. I'm getting used to the place.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
It's funny.
I was just going to say, does it matter what you look at the 2 groups and you think the South Africa, India, West Indies feels like the harder, obviously, of the groups, and then what do you think of the winner? I mean, I think it's obviously a tougher group, but like England seem to be just under the radar, going through about their paces. Does that play a part in this tournament, considering that, of course, in the semi-finals will still be coming from the same group? What do you guys think about that?
I think either New Zealand or England are going to be a tough game for South Africa. Either way it comes out, and kind of for 2 different reasons. New Zealand, you know exactly what you're going to get, and it's going to be disciplined and everything that comes with New Zealand cricket. The bowling's going to be good, the batting's going to be good, and they're going to be great in the field. England could be all out for 100, or they could score 300. There's nothing in between. And unfortunately, if you get them on the 300 day, like score in the summer, that's just what happens with them, and there's nothing you can do to stop them.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I'll be honest, I said in the group stages, I was worried about New Zealand because the way they were playing, those 2 at the top are dangerous. They got spinners, they got quick bowlers, they got everything. And as you said, they cover all their bases. So, and then obviously we played against them and dished out a slight hiding, which also makes me, because you can't rely on previous results. But I think, you hate using the word the dark horses, but New Zealand are definitely in with a shot, because we know on their day they are absolutely unplayable, and they are a team that do enjoy a World Cup. They do enjoy playing the big games. So, listen, whatever happens in our group, first of all, like obviously we've got a big Q next to our name, which is quite nice. But Whoever gets either of those
Morris,
two.
I don't think that's not confirmed. You have to beat Zimbabwe first. It's not no Q next. You're always jumping the gun, man. Always jumping the gun.
Not jumping the gun, just calling facts, straight facts, Nikhil.
As soon as you said that prediction, the lights went off, so they know that you're getting
That's
too
almost,
far ahead of yourself.
It's lights out for the West Indies, I think.
Oh.
Oh, he's gone.
Too soon, Maury. Too soon.
Too soon. Did it for sweets now. But Charlie, what's the vibe there around England in terms of their national side? What's the vibe? How are they feeling?
The difficult with this England side is that Ashes hammering was so bad, and that means a lot more to people than what this T20 World Cup does. So there's still a sour taste in everyone's mouth. So all the fans haven't quite got behind this T20 side yet. But it's one of those, if it comes to the final, everyone's going to be behind them. There's still a worry that, I'm under the impression that Josh Buttler needs to be dropped for the next game, which is probably quite a hot take.
Whoa.
That's
really?
huge.
Yeah, Josh, I think it's time. I think we've got to stay. Was it 96 that he had in the SA20? I think that's what he scored, was his high score. And again, he looked all right in the SA20, but it's just, he's averaging about 16 for his last 10 T20 internationals. Like it's not there anymore. It looks like the eyes have gone. I'd have Duckett in for the next game.
I think that is a massive statement, Charlie. I think South Africans will probably be reminded of Virat Kohli in a previous World Cup, out of form, in the biggest of moments. That's what quality players do. They step up. And I think England have just got to continue biting their time. But my only question for you, I know there's different formats, and then we tend to be going from, for England, they're moving from Ashes to T20. Are the England fans seeing them as two different formats, or you still got that hangover of the Ashes, thinking that the team let us down in Australia?
No, there's different. There's still different. Definitely the hangover, and because there's so many players that kind of cross over from the T20 team and the Test team now, and there was a lot of stick towards Baz McCullum at the end of the Ashes as well, and obviously he's come in as coach, and I do think that he probably would have got kicked if it wasn't for the T20 World Cup being so soon after the Ashes. So there is still a big hangover over the Ashes. Like that, no one has really taken that well.
Great choice of words, hangover, for the English team, eh?
Of course, out of everything you just said there, Charlie, that would be what Chris Morris picks up on. Guys, as you can see, the lights are going off. We have 3 big questions to ask. I'm going to start. I'm putting this to the panel, and I'll weigh in last. Can South Africa go unbeaten? Sorry, not can. Don't sit on the fence, Morris. You like to do that. Will South Africa go unbeaten in this World Cup?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Charlie, they only is it. Go, no, let me hear.
I'll say that my only concern, South Africa, typically when you play India, you've beaten New Zealand. I'm worried about that when you have to play them again.
I still think India are the best team in this tournament, and I think if it comes to a final, I still think that India will probably they've got more of a talent than South Africa.
Bro, India are not qualifying. Just saying, they have to play West Indies next. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about player of the tournament? I see it popping up at the bottom. Who's player of the tournament? Who's the front runner?
Nono, you can go. I'm still thinking.
These wickets are absolutely amazing. I'm always of the say bowlers winning tournaments. I'm gonna give it to one of the bowlers. I think the batters at the moment. I'm enjoying what Lungi Ngidi is doing. But yeah, any one of the bowlers that tops the charts with the ball in these type of conditions, especially if you're going to play most of the games at the Narendra Modi Stadium, you've got to come up with proper plans. So I'm always aligned to the bowlers, affiliated to the bowling team. So yeah, I'm thinking somewhere in that top 10 or top 5 of those bowlers.
Oh, you have to give us a name, bro. Give us a name.
Lungisani Ngidi if South Africa wins the tournament.
Yeah, so I'm going to agree with Nono and say Lungisani Ngidi will get all the accolades. But I think in a bowling lineup, in a setup of a team, I think for me, the important part is the danger overs, and that's probably the death. So I would say the unsung player of the tournament,
Bosch.
unsung hero, would be Corbin Bosch.
Yeah.
Because he's running in, doing the grinding work there. He's got the middle overs and he's got to run in a ball at the death. And he's moved into the top 3 of T20 international bowlers now. So unsung hero, I think.
I'm going to go Will Jacks.
They're the best. Will
Ooh,
Jacks.
good shot.
Wow.
Good shot. Good shot.
He's been very good. And
Very good
also,
shot.
South Africa have been the best back-end bowling team pretty much because of Bosch and how well he's bowled, to be honest. And last one I have for you guys, what 2 teams will play in the final?
Jeez. South Africa, New
This is a tough
Zealand.
show, Mark.
South Africa, New Zealand.
Also,
Yeah.
I like all the smoke. Keep disrespecting West Indies, man. Keep disrespecting them. I like it. What about Zimbabwe? They can beat India later today. We're recording this after the game. We don't know what's happening in that game. They could beat India today. You know, maybe beat South Africa in Delhi.
Oh, and knock West Indies out. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm happy for that to happen, Nikhil. I'm happy for that to happen.
I think all South Africans would be wearing their Zimbabwean shirts today, hoping for something like that to happen.
I hope Zimbabwe go back-to-back. Just for you, Nikhil. Back-to-back. Zimbabwe beat India, Zimbabwe beat West Indies and qualify with their fellow African brothers. Charlie, who's your finalist?
I've still got India, South Africa. I had them at the start of the tournament, and I'm sticking with it. I still think they're the best 2 teams in the competition, and we're going to have a repeat of 2024. But this time, South Africa might win it.
Oh, go on, Charlie.
Not sure. Listen, guys, today I was doing the game, and I just got this random flash in my mind. And I just think it's going to be a West Indies versus South Africa final. I actually just got that message. Somebody said West Indies versus South Africa, 8th of March, Narendra Modi Stadium, live on SuperSport. I think it's happening.
Nikhil, you know you lost today, don't you? You do know you lost.
It's early days. You've got to beat India. And, listen, that game is going to be hard.
Does that count as a loss today, Charlie? Because it was more of a beating.
Have fun, man. Have fun. Listen, y'all have learned in the past. You've gone into the final, unbeaten, and then what's happened. But listen, if my South African brothers and sisters would get a win for South Africa is a win for me.
My animosity towards the West Indies, Nikhil, and I can tell you, the T20 World Cup in 2016, I played in India. We lost to the West Indies. So I've got a little bit of wonderful payback feelings in my body that we beat you guys in India this time.
I understand.
If there's any affiliation for South Africans, we're probably a secondary team. If there's anyone else outside of South Africa who can win this World Cup, I think we'll always hand it to maybe our neighbours, Zim, or West Indies as our distant cousins.
I thought you were going to say England because half of them are South African. No. It's our second team.
No. West Indies really other day.
Chris Morris is getting a little wild as usual. So we're going to wrap it here. Cricket Link Up. It's been so much fun, guys. Thank you so much. Keep telling us on social media your predictions for the tournament. And remember, after every South Africa game, as far as they go, we'll be talking to you live on SuperSport. Keep enjoying. Maury and fellas, thank you so much. We'll see you guys soon.
Cheers, guys. Thanks very much.
Cheers.